Looks like we're live. Awesome. Welcome everybody to another live stream. And today, like we do every Saturday, we're going to continue working on my portfolio, which we've been doing for the last couple of weeks here. Just to give everybody a heads up before we really dive into it, this one will probably be a little shorter than usual. We've got some folks coming to do some work on the house, and in particular this room, so it might be a little disruptive if I try to stream through that. So I'll probably have to hop off a little bit earlier than usual, but we'll cross that bridge when and if we get there. I don't know exactly what time they're showing up, which is the case with these kind of things. So maybe we'll get 2 hours in, maybe it'll be a little less than that, but that is what's going on today. So we are going to be working on sort of the high fidelity of the design here today. And last week we kind of really worked on this color palette and got it nice and polished here. I just want to kind of review it just so we kind of have our orange color up here that we were playing with. Kind of review it a little bit more, make sure I'm feeling good about it and on the same page. Sometimes it's nice to come back to work you did with a fresh set of eyes and really get a feel for it. I'm going to actually, and the ones in particular that I want to look at are these really light colors, because I was playing around with some light colors the other day, and I had the lightness set to 99 as opposed to 96 or something like that. I was wondering if I wanted to continue to play with that a little bit more. Make them even lighter than they already are. Let's see here. So they're at 96, 98. That could probably be closer to what... Because really with that lightest color, you just want it to be this lightest off-white. Or at least that's how I tend to use it. So I was just going to try and make it even lighter than it already is. Maybe that's like a 98. What would make this 98 as well? Okay, I'm starting to like where that's heading a little bit more. And that actually gives us a little bit more freedom here to kind of make these a little bit more contrasty. Because these are fairly similar here. And you with the color scale, color palette, you kind of want a little bit more contrast between all the colors. So that way it's really obvious which ones you're reaching for. So maybe we'll make this one like 90. I don't know, something around there. I'm kind of doing these all at once. Yeah. Eyeballing it a little bit. 92, maybe 91 for that one. Nice. And then this one even we can make even lighter. So what's the base? I say base, that's a bad habit to get into. It's just your kind of central point here. Base kind of implies that there's like a certain value to it, which, I mean, there is, but at the same time, there's a whole Twitter debate. Adam Wad was talking about it today. So I'm just kind of harping on that probably. Yeah, if that was 80, I kind of liked what 78 was. Maybe we'll make that one 80. Maybe that guy is going to be around 78. So that's kind of our scale there. And then just kind of reflecting on that, making sure everything else looks good on the dark side. It's a fun Star Wars reference. Let's see here. So we kind of got our color there. Maybe we can... What is that? Maybe we'll play with the lightness here a little bit more. Maybe make that even darker. Just a little bit. Are these relevant? Yeah, that's kind of its own thing. I don't know. I just want to make sure I have enough contrast. I think that color is pretty good. And then maybe making this a little darker. That's the trick with all these color scales and color palettes, just making sure you have the contrast you're going to need in your overall design. That was E28 as well. I'll make that one closer to 30. And mine are really similar, kind of the hues the hues are different, obviously, but the saturation and lightness are fairly similar. You might find yourself running into that, but they can be different too. It depends on your palette and your scale. And maybe we can make this one even darker than it already is. Maybe not that dark, but maybe like 15. Notice it's subtle, but there is a fair bit of difference between this black or dark and this dark, right? There's a little bit more blue in there. There's a little bit more, it's a cooler black. This one's already at 13. Maybe we can just make this one even, make it 10 or something like that. I don't know. kind of, we'll play with it. And this is a work in progress. As we design, we might say, all right, maybe we need to tweak this color palette just a little further. And this one feels really light relative to everything else we have going on. So let's tweak this one a little bit more even. Maybe we just need to take the saturation down a little bit more. I think that helps a lot. Cool. So we might find ourselves tweaking these as we go. And there's a big difference here between these two colors. Maybe we can take the saturation down on this color even. Yeah, I like where that's heading. Like what we're doing there. Oh, it's pretty saturated, but maybe make it more of a 90, like we had it. Cool. So I like where that ended up. These two feel fairly similar, but we can adjust that maybe by bringing the lightness down a little bit. Just a hair, maybe 75. And this is more art than the science here. You kind of tweak it until you get what you think looks good, and then you kind of roll from there. Yeah, it's gonna be around there. And the values themselves don't matter, right? It matters is you being able to optically see the difference. So just keep that in mind. And then we have our text scale here, which is, I don't know, we're going to try and follow it as much as possible. So there's something to be said for having a text scale as you're designing here. It kind of keeps everything a little bit more organized and consistent. And that's really what we're driving here, is the consistency of our design. And we've predefined our weights and styles. I think just because the font that I'm quicksand is the font family, if anyone's curious. But I don't think it has more than regular bold and light, so we're going to keep rolling with it. That might have changed, but that was last time I checked. And I obviously downloaded it. That's when it was that. Okay, cool. So I'm liking this, and we've touched it up a little bit. And I don't know if we went and added this to our... Yeah, we did. So we're going to have to redo all this, but that's fine. To get rid of sketch colors, you can just go like this, which will take a second to do. There's probably a faster way to do this. Maybe this. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know you could do that. Sketch has added a lot of functionality lately, and I just have not had a chance to sit down and play with it and really get a feel. What's this button? Oh, we kind of need that. Okay, cool. So now we've got that color selected. And I'll start with the blues. Yeah, those lights are going to work really nice for us. This is just the order that I've decided to add them to my sketch. If you want to do it the other way or whatever way suits your fancy, that's all good. Like I kind of said throughout this is just one way to approach this. You can design your portfolio however you want to do it, but I'm just trying to show you how I would do it. Alrighty, let's go to some very. The more I look at those, the more similar they look, especially here. So maybe we'll tweak that one a little bit more. What's going on? 70, 65. That doesn't help it. Maybe make that more 78. That one might be a little tricky, but that's cool. So we'll just go ahead, get rid of this one, add that one, get over here. All right, cool. So that'll work for now, and we may use that color, we may not. Depends on our design. I'm leaning towards doing some illustrations, which I haven't done in a while, so that'll be a fun process. And so for illustrations, you need a larger color palette because you're going to have variations in depth and shadowing that you're going to want to create as well. So having some options, I think, goes a long way towards helping that out in the long run. Cool. All right, let's hop into it. These are our initial wireframes here. And I'm just going to, we already have this kind of saved. We started a new file from our wireframe, so I'm going to feel free. I'm going to actually rename this to Mockups. So that's what they're doing. We're making here, and just start creating these already. The first thing I'm going to do change the color of this to sort of my primary brand color, which is this color. I also going to have to change the font family, so quicksand. And we're going to make this quicksand, ooh, where'd that go? Bold, okay, cool. So that's working out for us. These guys, let's make them quicksand as well. I actually might make this, I'll leave it for now. I was thinking about making it into a symbol, that's the word I'm looking for. And we'll change this as well to be our black. Maybe we'll do the off black. It's hard to tell with whatever this background color is going to end up looking like. Maybe we'll go for that one. No. Okay, cool. So this can be quicksand as well. And keep doing that. We'll change the color, be our darkest black. Quicksand. Notice how that changes. Typography is just so fascinating. How everything can look so different. Alright, so we're going to probably go with this gray here, just to have a little bit more of a contrast between these two. And we're going to go ahead and make these blue. That's what I want my link color to be. Let's see here. Maybe, do we go with that blue or do we go with the darker blue? I'm going to lean towards that light blue for now, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, another thing we can do is make it bold. Make it really stand out. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just make it. I think we have enough contrast with the color itself. So we'll just keep on keeping on. I guess I should use two hands to go a little faster here. Blue. Alrighty. Cool. More or less, that's kind of how our header is turning out here. I've been thinking about maybe doing like a blue background up top and then kind of fading into different sort of color layers, kind of like how I do on my current site. So let's go look at that. That's good. I think that's a good way to look at it. So this is kind of a white back, or actually this is a light, very light purple bluish color, and then it goes to white, and then it goes back to this purple right in the background here. And so I was thinking of doing something similar, maybe being a little bit more intentional with it. I mean, that's fairly intentional here, but it really is a nice way to kind of visually distinguish your separate sections and also add some visual interest. I'm actually probably going to go through and just add the details in and like change the typography and the color palette here for the text. So get the text hierarchy feeling really well, really good. And then I'll start working, I think, a little bit more on the visual presentation side of things. Oh, do we have an H2? Okay, cool. So I'm going to change this to quicksand. Hold, and I'm just going to update the text style. So hopefully that'll update it for us. I forgot that we had done that. And you know what? I can do this. I can select a lot of this text at once and just do this. Alrighty. Yeah, notice how everything changes here. Alignments get tweaked. I think these are bold. So make them bold again. And I guess it's a chance for us to also just make sure we have everything aligned the same way that we wanted it to be. So it's about 10. And maybe we'll make this like 15. A little bit more separation there. I guess all these should be blue. They're going to be links. I'm going back and forth on that blue as a link color. It's very light. I should probably check the contrast of it on a white background there. This one we'll make that the slighter gray color that we've kind of been using, like supporting text. And we'll go ahead and make this our black. Alrighty. I don't know about this color. We can make this one like the blue. We can make this one the black, maybe the blue black. Let's make a black for now. We can come back to it as needed. Alright, we got a whole lot of text here, so let's keep on keeping on. And you know, this is a little tedious. Takes a bit of time. Oh, interesting. So we have italics down here, but I don't think our font supports italics now, so we're going to have to think about this a little bit more in detail. But I think we can probably keep get away with it with some other techniques. I should also be checking our text hierarchy. I think we have 25. We don't have 15. What was that? 25, 18, 14. What do I think we do? 14, 18, 25. Okay, cool. And what is this? 40? I think we have 40. No, we don't. So we gotta go 48 or 35 here. Let's try 48. Okay, great. We'll adjust the line height. Make it look a little more spaced out, a little bit more designed. What's that, like 84? Probably bring that up a little bit. Maybe like 70. Something like 50, like there. How big is this? 40? Again, we don't really have a 40. Let's try making this 35 for now. Or 48. It's our kind of, maybe we need one. That could be something where, as we're seeing as we put this into practice here, maybe we do need a value that's like too big of a jump there. I think oftentimes you need more text styles than you even realize. So that's something to consider. And that one's 60, which we have. Maybe we try to go 72 for that and see if that works. I think that's nice. What's that, 25? I think that's all good. I'm going to adjust the line height here just a touch more. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Awesome. Projects. Okay, so what did we make that? 48, which is the same size as this. What did we make this light? This is going to be annoying, but there it is. It's kind of a fun juxtaposition. Like, this is not necessarily a header for a section, so having it just be slightly a different visual treatment, I think, helps just make it look a little bit more separated from the other information here. And let's bring this up. Just a touch more. Cool. Alright, it's starting to come together. Now I'm going to update this text style because we're using it in some other places. We're going to have to tweak this a little bit. That's okay. That's what we're here to do. Alright, so that's 25. We said this all looked good. Make sure the spacing there looks good. I think that's alright. So we'll go ahead and make this all a lot lighter. Down here. Maybe we'll reach for, that's like too light almost. I think that's fine. And we'll go ahead, make that one a little lighter. Maybe not that light, maybe that's too light. We might bump all this up. So we make this one our pure black. And then this one, the next one, and then the one after that lighter. That might be what we're looking for here. Yeah, I think that'll go a long way. Making text that's really small, really light is, I think, a common pattern, but you have to be really careful with it because if the smaller it is, the smaller it is to read. It just kind of get very messy very quickly. Okay, cool. So we've got our button here. So let's go ahead and start making this more of a button that we want to have on the site. So we've got our quicksand. We might make that bold. We'll play with it in a second. So we'll get this background working for us. Alrighty. Get rid of the border. And we're going to have to change the layer here. Make this white. Yeah, I'm probably going to make this bold. Just, again, for that color that contrast reasoning we were just talking about here. On my last site, I had like very straight edges. Here, we've got like more of these like curvy shapes. So I think my buttons are going to kind of take a similar, they might have a lot of border radius on them. So maybe say like 5. What would 10 look like? What if we went crazy? Yeah, I think 5 probably more appropriate as well. So something like that, some call to action here. They know to view these buttons, links. I don't know, maybe let's try the darker blue. That's kind of interesting. Maybe we can make them bold. Something like that. Yeah, let's kind of leave it like that and see how they do. I know we didn't do it up here, but I might come back and revisit this section in a minute. So, okay, cool. And again, let's keep working with our spacing. That looks good. Maybe we'll bring this down a pinch. 50. Alright, it's starting to come together here. And obviously we don't have like our image assets or anything like that. That's going to all be tweaked and changed a little bit more. I'm just going to bring those up a touch closer. Actually, we'll leave it down. We'll have the white space. A little white space goes a long way to making it look designed. Okay. Maybe, so now this is kind of equally balanced, so we'll make this one, I'll go the other way with that. Just a little bit more separation up here than we have down here. Maybe we're kind of halfway. Maybe we'll bring this down to 25. There's something to be said for like having a spacing scale. I know people use like factors of 8 or 4 sometimes. I often find that the design changes so much between what you're doing here in pixels and what you're doing in code that trying to enforce some sort of a spacing scale can kind of be a Sisyphean kind of task. So I don't know. I go back and forth on that though a lot. So, but for right now, we're just eyeballing it. We're seeing. I'm more interested in like what the relative spacing is and making sure that okay, does this feel like too much white space or not enough white space, and how does that work? I actually like a little bit more white space there, so I'm gonna roll with that for a minute and see how that looks. We brought that down. No, I want the button. Where did I go? There we go. Let's try 40 there. Let's move this whole section down a little bit more. Yeah, I'm liking how that spacing's coming out. Okay, cool. This is shouldn't be an H2. Detach. So I'm looking for, so we're gonna make this regular. Let's make this like 21, I think we have. Right, 7, 21, cool. We'll make this guy 48. Also, okay, that doesn't need updating because we already did it. Alrighty. Bring that pretty close. And again, this is another opportunity for us to really examine our spacing assumptions and get a feel, make sure it looks really designed the way we want it to be designed here. So I think that's, again, we don't want too much spacing in between this. Maybe a little spacing. And then here, we'll bring this down. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. All right, let's keep on keeping on here. It's gonna be my tagline for the day. Alrighty, and we'll go ahead. We'll just make all this quicksand. Nice. And I was thinking about making. Oh, we're gonna have to make these. Okay, nice. All right. Cool. So again, like, see how our typography choice really changes what we were doing with our spacing here. So that's fine though. I don't know why this one. Those should all be the same width. Just, oh boy, we've got a whole couple things to fix here, so that's fine. Let's fix it. Right, is that not all aligned? Ah, look at that. We were moving so fast before. Alrighty. So that's going to be, what's that, 27 pixels? Why is this on? I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, what is it? 190? Alright. I don't remember setting that on a half a pixel or something like that, so it's kind of weird. Is this on? I don't know what happened here. Is that all like that? Wow, that's so weird. We must have scaled something or something got adjusted a little bit. I don't think there's like any super harm in having it not be whole numbers, but you know, just for my sanity's sake, I'm gonna adjust that. Otherwise, it like can be a pixel 1 second and then another pixel away another second, and everything gets messed up. And it's like, what's going on? It's not what I wanted. Boy, I hope that didn't transfer to a lot of these elements. Click OK. Alright, maybe it's just a section for whatever reason. Okay, that's still 2 pixels. Yeah, well, that should have been changed. That is very strange. Why is this? Alright, now I'm going to have to ungroup all this and see what's going on here. Very confused now. Alrighty. That should all be good now. Okay. Oh, what's going on here? That should be ungrouped. Oh, I bet I know what happened. So the line height, when we changed the text, the typography, the font family, the line height probably changed a little bit, and that might be throwing a wrench in some of these spacings here. So we'll just work with it. It's all good. Alrighty, where were we here? So that's going to be 27. Oop, not minus, but plus 27. That's 40, and that's 644, so we'll just fix these guys up. Alrighty, that brings those back. I want to add a little bit more line height. Yeah, something like 25, I think. Cool. And then this can be about, I don't know, maybe 5 pixels away. Put them together, make them a little closer, make them feel a little bit more related. And that's what all you're doing when you're like making things closer together or farther away. You're making them more or less related to each other. So a little bit of the Gestalt principles at work. Really powerful. Alrighty. So those appear like a little less related than I want them to be, so we're going to put them together. Alrighty. Now let's play with our color palette and see if we can further enhance this. So we'll make that one our black color. And we'll make this our gray color. And I think that'll really help. Alrighty. Maybe something like that. Yeah, let's go with that one. And then this guy is pretty big. What if we made it really light, like something like that? Or even, that's too light. I could be able to read that. What if we made it light? That's going to keep, yeah, and then we made it that darker color like that. I don't know, I think that looks nice. Just as a way to distinguish this text from the text down here a little bit more. That's got the same line height, great. These are all looking pretty good. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Take a look at them. What are the titles? How big are they? 25. Okay, I think this is looking pretty good. Group that. How far away was this again? 40? I might make these have a little bit more white space. Let me group these. Maybe like 25 or something like that. Okay. And now we can go ahead and flip our button around like we did up here. I just want to make sure we, I don't know if I checked this last time. 18, 18, 10. So we'll go ahead and make this a little bit taller. Sometimes your line height will be like a little taller up top and a little smaller on the bottom, or vice versa. So just kind of making sure you feel comfortable at where that's working your buttons or something like that. It's something to consider, but this one looks pretty evenly spaced all around. So we're just doing 10 and 20. And this, as we add stuff to the background here, this will really change how the foreground feels. So that's something to consider, and we'll kind of talk about that a little bit more when we get to it. We're just kind of starting with phase 1 here of our redesign. Okay, we're gonna make that the blue, right? It's very blue, cool. No border. Put the text on top. Make this one bold and white, and let's play with this here. Yeah, we're gonna have to tweak this a lot. So -4. Hey, thank you for the sub there. Wow, I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Like if you're new, if this is your first time joining us, we do this every Saturday morning. Just kind of work on a project together, kind of learn some design tips, and how kind of the messy middle, right? I think everybody likes to look at a tutorial and it's like, oh, this is how you just like very linearly go A to B to C, and no one kind of talks about what it's really like. That's what we're trying to do here a little bit more. What's it really like to design something like this? Oh, that's not what we wanted. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. But thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, we've got a Discord as well. So if you go to the notes down below, I think you can find a link to that. And we have a subscriber only Discord. So or not subscriber only, everyone's welcome to the Discord. But if you are a subscriber, you get a special channel where we can kind of have subscriber chats. So feel free to go ahead and join that now. It might take a little bit to sync, so just give it a little bit of time, hour or two, and if it's not syncing for whatever reason, reach out to me on Twitter and I will figure it out, get it set up. Cool. Let's see here. So I'm liking where this is going. I think we can do some. I'm really excited to actually start playing with the background a little bit more. I think we're going to be able to do some really cool things with that. So let's keep on here. And we've kind of got this like. I'm going to make this like a textile here, and we'll just call this like. Oh, for lack of a better term, like H4. I was going to say like supporting text, but I don't know. We'll just call it that for now. It's like it's a long name for a little textile title. I'm wondering if these got all messed up too. These look okay though. Huh, that's so strange. Oh, because I haven't changed that. Alright, so maybe we'll ungroup a lot of this. We'll kind of roll from there. I was doing Command-Shift-G. Alright, that's all looking pretty good. And while we have it all selected, I just want to make a quick sand. Awesome. Alrighty. So I think this is similar to what we had up top. 25, 18. That's 18 as well. Is that the same here? 18, 25. Cool. So we'll just kind of copy a lot of what we were doing up there down here. Starting with these guys, we'll go ahead and make them our nice black color. And then we'll make these the gray. I think it was this one. I have to double check now. Yep. Good guess. And we'll make these our nice links like we've been doing. So we'll make that bold. We'll make them blue. Cool. And let me just make sure we've got our sizing all set up. So this was about 25, 10, and 15. So, alrighty. We got a little bit of work to do here, so we'll start with these. So this is 25, right? How does that come with it? Okay, yeah. These are about 10. One more, awesome. Make sure these guys looking okay, and then 15 down here. Oh, I just gotta check up here. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. That's about the same sizing there. Alright, so now we can group these all up. And we can keep on rolling. Oh, I guess I should have done this while I didn't have them grouped. That's 24. Okay. Okay, these kept all of that. Okay, awesome. Do we need to adjust the line height there? I think that looks okay for now. We can kind of discuss that a little bit more in detail. And we had a long discussion about if this was like smaller, like what do we do with like if that's only a sentence, do we keep that down there? That's kind of my thought right now. It's actually looking at how Bootstrap handles this. I was playing with Bootstrap earlier in the week. If you caught the live stream on Wednesday where we did a little bit of an introduction to Laravel for Lambda School, I was playing with the Bootstrap layouts and how they organize things, and they kind of do something similar to that. That made me feel better about that choice. Cool. Oh yeah, we're gonna move these up. So like 53. How far are they from each other? 60. All right, maybe we kept the same. I want to feel a little bit more related, so we'll move them up vertically. I think that works nicely. And this guy is grouped together. And now we got to do our button again. See more, so we'll change that to quicksand. Oop. And we'll make it bold. And we'll change it to white. Alrighty. This is about 5. Style is going to be blue. And no border. And that's our button. Alright, we'll group that together. Oh, we gotta do this, the sizing. 10, 10. Alright, that's pretty good. Plus 2. Plus 1. Oh, that was too many. Alrighty. Nice. Now we can group it up. Center align it. And alrighty. I think that'll launch to my, I don't know. That might go to my, I don't know if we need that button. Trying to think now. Because we've got this call to action down here. And it kind of feels weirdly like misaligned just because of like the left alignment. So let's get rid of it. I'm sure we had a good reason for having that last time, but now we're gonna move it on. And notice we've kind of really been focusing in on the blue kind of color, which is the primary color, right? That makes sense. So we haven't really touched the accent color. And that's really because the accent color is the accent color. It's just for when you need something else. You're not necessarily getting the color contrast you're looking for with your color scale, so you've got to switch things around. So that's, again, what's going on there. All right, so this is 40. Let's go ahead and make this the H2 like we've been doing. I notice like the size didn't change very much from like the Helvetica to the, like if we made this 48 versus what we have with the quicksand. It is interesting to see how different font families handle these sort of things. Alrighty, oh, that's not the one I wanted. Alrighty, so that is going to be, oh, let's go ahead and change this back to that. Center align this guy. Oh, that one did change. Oh, maybe it didn't change the way I wanted it to before. Alright, and I wonder if we can get away with making this one like the H4. That's like too small now. So let's go ahead and detach this. There we go. We make this more like a 28. And this is quicksand. This light as well. Maybe we just make it normal quicksand. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. This is going to really depend on what we put in the background too. So that's going to make a difference. I was wondering what's going on there. Oh, it's because we perfectly center aligned it. Oh, measuring to the wrong shape. Okay, that's more or less what we're looking for. Maybe something like that. Alrighty. That's looking better already. Make that 5, get rid of the border, make this blue. Maybe it'll be green, depends on what our our background looks like here. We'll make it bold. And again, we'll adjust our spacing. What is on the point? Oh, that one is. So we bump that height up, and we'll add 5. And, you know, this is just kind of a slow, methodical process. You kind of just go through everything, make sure it's looking all right, and build it up from there. So 20, 10, or not even. Okay, I think this is good. Good for now. All right, this section down here, we just kind of scaled it up, so I'm sure that we're going to have a whole bunch of spacing issues and fun stuff like that, so let's kind of dive into it. So let's make these our H2 as well. This one we're going to have to detach, but at least for now, we can start with that pretty quickly. Maybe that's too big. Maybe we make this more of the 30, what is it, 36, 35. Let's try that. Yeah, I think that's going to work a little better for us here. I'm liking that already. And we're just going to attach it. Alright. So this is going to be this background here. Let's start playing with the color a little bit more. I'm thinking like the lighter blue. And again, this is what I'm talking about, where you play with it a little bit more, you really see the difference in your design. Alright, so I think that's going to work pretty nicely for us here. And this is Helvetica, so let's first change that to quicksand. Oop, not Helvetica again. Okay, great. And that is about 21 pixels, which is fine. I think we had it set to 24 though for our other. Oh, okay, so we can have it a little larger. And maybe 28. Nice. And let's change the style here a little bit, maybe down to this. Yeah, that one's gonna have to do. And now we're gonna have to choose a color for these. Let's see if we can put our blue on top of this. If there's going to be enough of contrast there. Not looking like it's going to be alright. Alright, so let's see if we can change the background. It's already pretty light. You almost need like one in between here. And notice like when we're looking at it in our style guide, right, you're like, oh, alright, that kind of works. But when you start playing with it, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to have to either tweak this color or change it a little bit more or make it a little bit more consistent. So again, this kind of, it's all about playing with it. It's never going to be right on the first try. You're going to iterate and it's going to change from there. So maybe we make this one the blue like that. Yeah, I think that will work for us for now. And the important thing is you have the contrast. We're going to have to test all this. So it'll be next on our... Oop, this didn't work. Let's see. Alright. So this is looking pretty good. We've got our headshot over here. Oh, let's make sure the spacing... Yeah, I was wondering about this. Because we scaled it. This is all over the place. Alright. 3. And this guy is probably going to have a ridiculous setup here as well. Okay. So, what are you? Okay, we're going to add 7. Alright, alright. I'm actually going to increase the line height here even a little bit more. There we go. Maybe like a 15. Like that. Oh, it's got 30 text messages in a row. Let's see. I'm wondering if this is the folks on their way here. Okay, so the next 30 minutes or so. We're going to have to end the stream a little bit early. Today, like I was saying at the beginning, because we're getting some work done, and this is the time that can come. So unfortunately, can't do the full time slot today, but that's alright. Alright, what if we make this one really blue now? Maybe even bluer than that. We go all the way to the dark blue here. Let's try this one. Alrighty, we're going to flip this to white. What if we just make this the primary color? I keep saying primary. Yeah, maybe more like that. I like that better. And this all looks good. Not a whole lot we can do here with these. Maybe you can make them bold, but I think the underline is going to be okay. Alright, what was I trying to do here? Oh, I was looking at the line height. Okay, 30, cool. And we're going to have to tweak all this too. Nice. And we set out 15 for that. And 60. Plus 7. Alrighty. We have these little icons down here, which we were going to grab, I think from Font Awesome, because they are awesome. No. They're pretty good. Can't really complain about those icons. Alright, was that in the right? Yeah, I was worried about that. You know what? I'm not even worried about these because I'm going to delete them. Okay, so I'm just going to look at what I have right now. We're just kind of copying this from what we have, we kind of changed it around a little bit. So we have Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub, AngelList, and Product Hunt, which are good. I'm not super active anymore on Product Hunt or AngelList like I was back then, or GitHub even. I haven't really coded in a while. But, I think it's important to show that I'm there. I'll probably leave AngelList. I might take Product Hunt off. Also, it's like in my niche little world community, sure, that makes sense. I don't know, kind of ties into my overall brand. All right, we'll leave it. I'm kind of torn between presenting too many options for the user and letting it stand as like a signal that I'm active in these communities and people should, if you know about it, you kind of pick up on it. So these are kind of the trade-offs I'm kind of running through in my head right now. But let's see here. What else is going on? My way? Okay, cool. I might have to end it here in a little bit, but I didn't want that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. And I'm going to change this to Fun Awesome, Brands. I've got the Pro account, so if this is like not working for you for whatever reason, just recognize that I'm on the Pro. That's Twitter. I love Fun Awesome when I'm using it here in my designs. It's just so easy to just kind of drop one in and be like, okay, I've got a icon here of what I needed, if you know the name of it. So yeah, we can say that's about 20. I like that. What was next? Next I think was LinkedIn, which I am like 10 seconds away, I think, from getting rid of my LinkedIn. I don't know. It's still valuable, but it's still super annoying. I don't know. I've never felt like I've made a real connection through LinkedIn. I mean, I've talked to people, and that's always nice. But what was the other one? GitHub. But it's really just recruiters hitting me up for jobs that I'm not even qualified for, or they didn't read my profile. I'm a little grouchy about LinkedIn, I guess I should say. Alright, what was next? AngelList? That's 2 L's maybe. There we go. And let's see. Well, that is a topic for another day. Product Hunt. I was wondering if that was going to work. Alright, let's go. Look at Fun Awesome. Icons. Maybe they don't have it in the new one. That could have just been for the old one. No, they do. Oh, it's a dash. I should have known. There we go. Cool. I think these all look like about the size that I would like them to be, so I think that's all good. Yeah, that one's over a little bit. Alrighty. Group these guys up. 2020. Why is that? Oh, okay. Alright. Oh, let's see, I was wondering if that was going to happen. Alrighty, I'll group that up now. Cool. Alrighty. And this was the right size. 60, so 117, so what's that, minus like 57? Gotta do in the right section though. That was not right. What was I measuring from? Alright, I'm going to do by 1 and plus 40. Oh, I must have measured from up there. These not grouped. Alright, that's what we're looking for here. Cool. And then we've got this what's supposed to be a headshot of me. Let me pull that up here. I go to Finder. Bring this up here. Just for a second. Just while I'm finding this image. Oop, there it goes. That's just my headshot. I need to update this one. Yeah, LinkedIn is on the way out. I feel that. I don't know. They just I don't know what they offer anymore apart from just anxiety at this point. Maybe we'll make this like 1. Let's say 200. Alright. We're going to go ahead and pop this in there. Maybe that's a little too big. So what can we do here? Bump it down, maybe. Try 175. This is not an exact science by any stretch. But it's going to work for us right now. And that looks like it's okay. I was wondering why I was seeing some, decimal places, but I don't know. All right, so that's about, yeah, see, I don't know why that's happening, because that's what's going on. All right. Try moving this up a little bit more. That's like 22. We'll put that at 40 or so. That feels pretty good. And we can make this a little shorter. Maybe something like, how tall is this? So that's 175. And so this, I guess I can't measure that. So that would be 495. Oh, this is the way to do it. Something like that to make it even. Playing with some symmetry there. That could be a way to think about it, as opposed to just me eyeballing it. That I think is going to work just all right. And then in terms of how we want to balance the widths here, so that's, I don't know why that's doing that. So this is 482. They're both about the same width. And we just need a center line. Okay, those are center aligned. Alright, I think that's going to work for us for the moment. Let's see, how does that compare to what we have in my current site? Pretty close. So here it's both white on, oh, that's interesting. Let me try that. See if that changes the picture here. And I'll, oh, that's the wrong button. Oh, what did that mean to do that? Alrighty. What if we change this background? Go over that lighter blue. That could work for us. I'm worried about the color contrast again. That probably is going to work. This might work. Alright, let's try here. Where's my... I don't have one that I use that... I should look for one and just get one. I just kind of Google color contrast checker. This one, I think it's okay. Alright, so we're just going to go straight 0 and straight white, and then the background color is going to be... There are like plugins you can get, and they're super good. So if you have one of those, yeah, so this fails. So, not what I'm looking for here. What if we switch back to it the way it was? Alright, so that's going to be black on top of that. And this is really important for, oop, that was the wrong button, accessibility reasons. Alright, and that passes. Okay, so we'll leave that one. So let's go check the other one. That was just white on top of this. And it's not just accessibility, right? Contrast is important for everybody. All right, so that one's going to fail too. That's interesting. Contrast is important for everybody. So making sure that you've gotten... okay, that's going to get really dark. So making sure that people can read this, anybody can read this, I think is important. But we jump this up to this color here. Alright, that starts passing. Doesn't, on super small text, it's not AAA, but our text is not super small, it's a little larger. And it kind of looks nice, it's a nice color. So I'm going to keep working with this. This is, we can make this a little larger, maybe to get around it. The larger you make your text too, the less of an issue the color contrast becomes. It's still a problem. Obviously, you can, if it's white on white, you're not going to be able to read it regardless of the size. But sizing can help sometimes as well if you're stuck and you're like, I need to keep it, and I need it to make it work a little bit more. Okay, so I like that. It's nice. It's not the brand color per se, but it's the shades of it, and so I think it works for what we're trying to do here. All right, now we've got this kind of footer section that we've been. I think this is a symbol actually, so let's go in here. These look like they're... Actually, let's go and grab all the text and make it quicksand. And to see if that breaks anything. Okay, cool. So let's make these guys bold. I think that works nicely for us. That's 16. Oh, I changed the... What's the background color going to be? I think that's the next thing we really need to think about. I kind of like going for like the really dark blue, or maybe even the gray color. I think the blue is nice because it keeps it on brand, what we've been doing. What if the darkest green color? How's that look? Yeah. Oh, I'm not using the right black, so that would be the really dark black. Let's try this dark blue. Let's just play with it. And go ahead and make that white. And then here we got a whole bunch of text to grab. Alrighty. Cool. So I like where this is heading. Let's kind of go back and see if that works. Yeah, I think that's nice. I don't know. It's kind of interesting because we have sort of a light color scheme going on, and then we're switching to this really dark color. So maybe what if we do something like this? Oh, what's the wrong way? What if we go more for like a really light blue? Yeah, this feels more in line with what we're designing for. So again, I think color speaks volumes about what you're trying to do and how you're organizing everything. So it's important to think about and try and get it right. So let's see here. If we go, yeah, I think that's going to be, oh, what happened? Okay, that's going to look pretty good. These maybe we'll make them, no, I think that's fine. I think these guys we can make a little lighter. So this is 12, we don't have 12 in our text hierarchy, text scale, so we'll go ahead and make this a little bit more subdued. I think that's fine. Go ahead and make this, we'll make it bold. Maybe just bring a little bit more attention to it. Maybe make it blue. Something like that. Oh, this guy down here. I think this can also be kind of the gray color. Oh, let me go get our icons here. This could honestly be a symbol, but we're going to change the color. And sizing of it, so we won't tweak it just yet. Alrighty. We'll make these guys that nice kind of blue. And that works. Oh, and that must be the exterminator. So I'm going to have to hop off here and go take care of that. But it has been wonderful here chatting with everybody. I hope this has been useful for you. And we will be out, no stream on Wednesday this week. Sadly, I'll be traveling, so I don't have a chance to do it. But next Saturday, we will pick up where we left off here. So have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you all in about a week. So have a good one.